Hi Math 8 students, today we're using Pythagorean theorem to calculate distance. Our procedure is to first plot the given coordinates. Second, connect the coordinates. Third, draw a right triangle such that the points drawn in step 2 serve as its hypotenuse. Fourth, use Pythagorean's theorem to find the distance between the coordinates. Let's do the odds together. Here's our first example. So we're going to start by plotting the points -2, 9 and 6, -3, and eventually find the distance between them. So we know that -2, 9 means we go left 2 and up 9, which is all the way at the top, right there. Then 6, 3 means we go right 6 and down 3, which is all the way at the bottom down here. Now, if I had a ruler or a straight edge handy, this would make this very easy and much straighter, but I'm going to do my best. Now I'm going to drop down a vertical line from the top point and a horizontal line over from that bottom point so that the two lines meet at a perfect right angle. So there's the right angle of my triangle. Now I need to figure out some lengths. So I know that this distance across on the bottom is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. And then I need my height, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units. And with those two, I can find that diagonal because we can't count units on an angle like that. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared as our Pythagorean theorem. We plug in 8 for a and 12 for b. And then we can solve for c. So 8 squared we know is 64, and 12 squared we know is 144, equals c squared. 64 and 144 added together give us 208, which is definitely not a perfect square. So we're going to take the square root and round to the nearest tenth. So we have our calculator, 208 square root is approximately 14.4 units. Done. So it's not that bad. Let's try another. Number 3. So again, we first start by graphing those points. So we have -6, -1 means we go left 6 and down 1. And then 3, 10 means we go right 3 and up 10. Way up there. Then we connect those 2 points as straight as possible as they serve as our hypotenuse. We drop a vertical line down and a horizontal line over, forming a perfectly right angle in that corner. So now we can find the lengths of the legs by counting. So horizontally, the bottom leg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units long. And vertically, we have our side leg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units long. So now we can use that in Pythagorean's theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Plugging in 9 for a and 11 for b allows us to solve for c. 9 squared we know is 81, and 11 squared we know is 121. Adding those together, 1 and 1 is 2, 8 and 2 makes 10, and then 1 and 1 is 2. So it's 202 equals c squared, which we know is not a perfect square. So we're going to take the square root and estimate to the nearest tenth. And we get 14.2. So c is approximately 14.2 units in this case. All right, so this is pretty easy stuff. Hopefully you're catching on. The hardest part is just making sure you're counting those lengths of the legs carefully when you're measuring. All right, so let's try another. Number 5. Now we have a word problem. Missy rides her bike 8 miles south and 14 miles east to visit her friend Leah. What is the shortest distance between Missy's house and Leah's house? So when you're driving, directly south and turn directly east, you're actually turning at a right angle. So we can use the idea of Pythagorean's theorem to find the shortest distance, which is always the direct route. Now, typically when you're driving, you can't go that most direct route, but we can still calculate what that distance would be. So again, Missy is driving 8 miles south. So let's say she started here. This would be our 8 miles south. And then she turns 14 miles east to get to her friend Leah. So this is Missy and this is Leah. Then the direct route, with this being our right triangle, would be this distance here. The direct route without having to do any turning to get there. All right, so we know she went 8 miles south, so that's this leg, and 14 miles east, so that's this leg. We want to find the shortest distance, which would be the hypotenuse. So again, using Pythagorean's theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know a is 8 and b is 14, and we want to solve for c. We know 8 squared is 64, and 14 squared is 196, which allows us to solve for c. 6 and 4 is 10, carry the 1. 9 and 1 is 10, plus 6 is 16, carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's 260, which equals c squared, which we don't recognize as a perfect square. So we're going to have to round, and we'll round to the nearest tenth once again. So we get 260 square root is approximately 16.1 miles. All right, so hopefully you found that not to be too hard, because you are going to try some on your own. So you're up with the evens. I'll be around to help you guys out. Please don't hesitate to ask questions if needed. Good luck.